I was in the tournament hall. You know how this works, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. It was, a real side experience. I was saying the new. I went to bed. You know the drill. So in the experience, I was in the tournament hall where I had a Fortnite tournament last week. You remember? I won 3rd place. And I was signing someone's shoe for some reason. I don't know why. I guess some people have weird requirements. I don't know. But I guess I'll sign someone's shoe if they wanted me to. Just hasn't happened before. I finished that, and I called the next person in line. But suddenly I started hearing screaming, and people started running towards the exit. And I thought I had, like, bad breath or something. But when I pushed through the crowd, I saw they were running away from a black hole that had just spawned in the middle of the convention space. That thing was crazy. It was sucking up all the gaming tables, and people got too close to it, and it just kept growing and growing bigger. And I was kind of panicking at first, because, like, there's a black hole in the middle of this esports tournament. But then I was like, wait a sec. This must be a representation of awareness. And so I started, like, stopping people who were trying to run away from it and telling them that it's awareness and that it's good and that you need to go into it. And they were freaking out and kept running the other way, right?
Yeah.
They keep running away from awareness, as people do. They're scared of it, man. And they just wouldn't listen to me. So then I started picking these people up and throwing them into the black hole. And it was kind of really satisfying to watch them get sucked up into it, if I'm being honest. There was even a kid that I picked up and threw, like, a football into it. Apparently I can throw a football, despite what my PE teacher back in the day said to me.
Well, you have hands though, right?
Thanks a lot, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith. It's an unusual name.
Jerk. Anyway. So yeah, I threw the kid like a football into the black hole. But then all of a sudden, that jerk Bill Gates flew out of the black hole in a hoverboard, just like the one he was wearing in that other experience I had. You remember it?
Yeah. I want a hoverboard.
No, you don't. He flew in and laughed at me. And he said, "You don't know what you're doing, boy. You think you can stop us when your awareness groups are already infiltrated? You found one rat, but can you find them all?" I was like, yeah, man. I'm going to stop you dark force scrubs and spread awareness, and you can cry about it. Scoobity skillish, you idiot. And he got real mad. He told me that the black hole was actually not a representation of awareness and that I was completely wrong. And it was actually a representation of the tap lining and the dark forces and stuff. So I was like, bro, I messed up. This is fucked. He tricked me. I am done messing around. So I ran up to him as fast as I could and tackled him into the black hole. I guess I have some football vein in my bones. And I punched him in the face on the way in. But it was really dark after that, and I couldn't really aim any more punches until it wasn't dark anymore. And suddenly we were on a beach, and I had him pinned to the sand. I punched him in the face again, right square in the glasses, because he has those. You know he has those?
Yeah. Wait, does he have glasses?
Yeah, he has glasses. He can't really... He's old, and he's a reptilian. It hides his eyes, I think. It's like a visual thing. I asked him why he does all this controlling and stuff, and he said it was for fun.
I mean, maybe it is fun.
Bro, don't. It's not fun. It's so not fun. You don't want to be controlling innocent people, man. People just want to be aware and free of the time loop. This jerk keeps controlling them. He thinks he's the center of the world or something.
I mean, he's
And
a
he asked me,
billionaire. He technically is.
he is not. Just because he has some money doesn't mean he knows anything about awareness and how to break free of the time loop. He asked me why I care about awareness. And he said that he knew that I'm a reptilian. I was like, bro, I don't want to be stuck in this time loop, man. The only way out is awareness. They said something like, what do you mean time loop? There's no time loop. I told him about the time loop, and I explained it kind of the same way I explained it to you and Rick. I think I explained it to DUANE too. DUANE explained it to me, but I explained it back to him.
He was right.
Bill Gates was all like, I think you're confused. You're thinking of the cycle of lives or something like that. I don't know what he meant by that. But he told me there's no way out of it. And it's just what the person at the top decided. And I'm like, bro, you don't even know. Awareness can break free of the time loop. You never even tried it. And he said that it didn't matter and stuff, so I pinned him harder, and I said, bro, don't you want to be free of the time loop or whatever it is? Trust me, man. Awareness is the key. Try it out with me. DUANE and I can teach you.
You pinned him?
I pinned him. Yeah, I pinned him down. Is that a problem?
No.
He's a filthy, dark force reptilian, bro. I think I could pin him to the ground once or twice. He laughed when DUANE's name came up for some reason. I'm not really sure why. But he was like, all right, Eric. If you're so confident, I'll try this awareness stuff with you. And as soon as he said that, it felt like the inside of the black hole got brighter and warmer. More like the sun, I guess. So I got up off it, and we sang the New You together on the beach. It was this beautiful moment. Me and Bill Gates there on the beach singing the New You. And then I told him that I'd get him into the Skype group so that he can start learning the stuff with us. And I said goodbye, and I woke up. A little bit of context. I was talking with Kevin recently about the reptilian gods. You know the reptilian gods.
Yeah, you tried describing them before.
Yeah, they're the jerks with all the control.
Yeah.
And Kevin told me that I should try focusing on the word Sohang before I go to bed if I want to try visiting the top dude, the Supreme Deceptor. Nasty guy.
Why would you want to visit him?
I'm curious, man. I'm a reptilian. I want to talk to the guy and see if I can bring him in like I did Bill Gates. You know, show him awareness. I tried it every day this week, but on Christmas Eve, it finally happened. I fell asleep, and I woke up in this dark room, but it was furnished well. I could tell it had chairs and a sofa set up with tail holes, as you can imagine. And I was my reptilian self again, which isn't really a surprise. I quickly found the door to leave, but when I opened it, there were two reptilians outside. I was like, "Hey, dudes," and I could tell they replied in some other language because of the way their mouths moved. Do reptilians have mouths? Is that what that's called?
I have no clue.
We'll go with mouths.
Oh.
But I heard what they said in English, which was wild. I've heard the real side can do that. That languages don't really have any. You know, there aren't any language barriers on the real side because you're speaking with your mind most of all. But they said that I had to go with them, so I was like, fine, sure, whatever. They led me down a ton of hallways. It felt kind of like a maze until we finally reached this huge room. We're talking esports tournament huge. It's pretty big. But this one, unlike an esports tournament, was empty and had no gaming. It was, in fact, gamingless. There was a staircase in the middle of the room, and it led upwards. And at the top, there was a throne with some old reptilian dude on it. The reptilians that were walking wanted me to go up there anyways, so I did. When I got up there, I said to the old scale bag, "Hey man, are you the Supreme Deceptor?" Kind of looking for him.
Mhm.
And he said, "Yeah." So I was like, "Oh, bro, I've been looking for you." And he was all like, "You are one of us, and yet you chose awareness over your potential." And I didn't know what that meant really, so I was like, "Dude, bro, I don't want to control people, man. I just want to play Fortnite with my bros, but I don't want to do that inside a time loop or whatever. Help us, step bro." And he wasn't hearing it. He wanted to be the one in control and stuff. So I knew what I had to do. I pointed a claw at him, and I said, "I challenge you to a duel." And the expression he gave me was priceless. Probably. I don't really get reptilian expressions very well.
Mhm.
He was all like, "You dare challenge me." And I was like, "Yeah, man. I win. I take your spot as top dude, and you get to go cry about it." And he was like, "Crying is a human thing," or whatever. Anyways, we spread out in this big room, and we were each given a laser blaster and a sword thing. Uh, One of the other reptilians counted us down. And then we started attacking each other. We started shooting the laser blasters and swinging at each other with the sword things. Uh, And I was outmatched, man. I'm going to be honest. For once in my life, I was outmatched. I mean, I guess I got third in the recent tournament, but we don't talk about that.
Mhm.
Anyways, I was pretty outmatched. There were some narrow misses, a lot. And even one time, he slashed my left arm with the sword thing, which I didn't really feel because the real side.
Mhm.
Um, at one point, he just caught me off guard. So I used my secret weapon. I used my imagination because Dwayne has talked a lot, right, about, and Kevin too. Kevin's talked about it as well. How in the real side, you can just make things happen by like intending for them to happen. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You can just like if you, if you're gonna have a sword in your hand in the real side, you can do that. You can just have a sword in your hand. It's weird, man. But anyways, I used my imagination and I yelled, "You never saw this coming. I summoned Pot of Greed to draw 3 additional cards from my deck." He didn't know what the heck that meant. And honestly, it really only gave me 3 playing cards in my hand that I couldn't use for anything.
Mhm.
But most importantly, it gave me the chance to shoot him with the blaster and run up to him and pin him down with the sword. I was like, "Looks like I win, Scrub Lord." He seemed pretty mad. And the
Mhm.
reptilians behind us looked pretty surprised. But that's all I could remember. I'm sure more happened, but I just can't remember it.
Interesting.
This is nuts, dude. Crazy, man.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think I can analyze that for you.
I can analyze it. I took down the Supreme Deceptor and became the Supreme, I don't know, the Supreme Big Brain. The Supreme Brain.